Hi everyone, welcome to another podcast from us, A Cosmic Conversation. That's me, Marie.
And me, Tina.
Well, what are we doing this week, our kid?
Right, we're going to talk about astrology. Is it real? The facts, the fiction, and also about the 13 zodiac signs as opposed to everybody knows the 12.
Yeah.
And the truth of where the constellations actually are today.
And we'll go a bit further into that. Go on, say it, because I'm going to have trouble.
Ophiuchus.
Ophiuchus. I keep calling it Ophiuchus. Ophiuchus
is the 13th sign.
Yeah. Wow. That is a great segue into saying where we are today. Yes, as you know, we are a location podcast. And we're at the ranch. We're at the TRNC.
Animal Rescue Family.
And if you would be so kind, anything you can afford to send, could you send your donations to PayPal?
SOSdogs2017@outlook.com.
We get that because, you know, at the beginning, we can get the most important thing is about why we do this.
Yeah.
To try and raise funds for the dogs. So, yeah, go on then.
Well, astrology apparently originated from Mesopotamia, which is one of the earliest known civilizations. So it goes back that far into the 3rd millennium BC. But then it was the Greeks that gave us today's version of what we use in astrology. But it travelled through India, Arabia had a version. But then, like Europe, as in, you know, UK and that, they stuck with the Greek version, which is what we know today of the 12 zodiac signs.
Yeah.
So the Greeks divided the sky into 12
sections.
Right, yeah. And they were all equal. And the thing is, with that, they're not equal.
No, they're not.
No.
Some are 30 days, some are a month and a half.
Because, the reason being the constellations are not all the same size.
No. Because the 12 are based on like creatures, aren't they? Or sorry, the constellations, what they look like the crab and things like that. But the 13th is based on a real person, isn't it? Yeah. We'll go more into it, but yeah, I just thought there had to be a distinction. Yeah. Why we're talking about 13, because it's so.
Yeah. If you're watching us on YouTube, there will be pictures of the actual constellations or your star signs, which you are not actually what you think you are, because obviously this mapping was done thousands of years ago.
Yeah.
And the constellations move. So now, so I'm a Capricorn, but actually in reality the sun, when I say the sun was in Sagittarius when I was born, not Capricorn. So I'm actually not a Capricorn, which I don't know. So then it makes you want to look up that next one. So whatever you think you are actually the one before. Unless you're a Sagittarius and you want to go by the 13 zodiacs, then you would be this Ophiuchus. Yeah, if you are on YouTube, I'm going to put the tables in there.
But anyway, you're going to put descriptions all the way through and images.
Yeah.
So people can come along, you know, watch along to our words. So
when they say the sun is in your sign when you were born, what they mean is, which I will show you in a picture, the sun, the position of the sun. Obviously years ago they didn't realise that we revolved around the sun, and this is another problem. They thought that the earth was static and everything moved around us, which was why they kept the 12 zodiac signs at the same equal amounts, you know, between. They couldn't understand it, you know. But then, so now the sun, I'm using my hands because it's hard, isn't it? The sun is in the centre, so earth would be somewhere next to it. So wherever say for instance, so Capricorn, what it actually means is Capricorn is hidden by the sun from earth, so you can't actually see it.
Right.
when you were born. So even though it says the sun is in it, it's the sun stopping us from seeing it. It's confusing, isn't it? Right.
Yeah, because, you know, I don't know how many times that, you know, we've got to touch on this, is how many times you get the ones, it used to be the thing in newspapers, didn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Before the internet. I mean, that many people used to go to different sections, like the racing section.
Yeah.
Sports.
Page 3.
Your page 3, yeah. That's another couple of moons there.
Yeah.
But... you know what I mean? And my mum would go straight to the horoscopes.
I did when I was a kid.
Yeah, right. What's in store for me today, sort of thing. But it's such a generalisation of whatever sign you are.
Well, it's just a bit of fun, really, isn't it?
Yeah, you know that.
Yeah.
But there are people who take those things as gospel in, you know, national newspapers, and even now on online, your daily horoscope. Really? Is it yours?
No.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not because, I mean, like I say, you know a bit more, but it's not like people are silly or anything like that. It's about education and knowing, isn't it, about the constellations, about why things were in place. I mean, some, like bank holidays and things like that, things are moved around to suit.
Same as the calendar was. Yeah.
That's it.
To suit
Yeah.
the religious festivals.
It's to suit what goes on in everyday life, not really what it's all about.
Yeah. The actual word zodiac is Greek and it means circle of animals. The moon orbits the earth 12.4 times a year. So it's not 12 and it's not 13. So, you know, the 12 zodiac signs got adopted and there's debates over whether this 13th one should be used. But like I said, because it's easier to equal out the amounts, but it's not true.
It's easier, but it's not right.
It's not fact.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I mean, look at all the people who make star sign pendants and cups and everything. They'll be out of business.
It's like
Nobody
religion,
would know.
isn't it?
Yeah. Or they'd have more business because people would have, well, I'm a Sagittarius, stroke, blah, 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 stroke. I'll have to have 3 cups.
I mean, really, if you picked up any star sign without looking at the name, you know, the character, you would find some of your characteristics in all of them.
That would be a good test, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
To, like, give somebody who's Pisces a Sagittarius one to read.
Yeah. I did look at the Sagittarius afterwards. I thought, oh, okay. So I was, actually, it's a fact, I was born when the sun was in Sagittarius, or when the sun was hiding Sagittarius, yeah? And not Capricorn, as I thought for past 50 odd years. And I always thought of myself as like a Capricorn, they're serious. But then I looked up something on YouTube, The Secrets of Sagittarius, and I ticked off most of them, what the lady was saying. Yep. And I thought, okay, maybe I am then. So astrology says that each zodiac fits into a 30-degree piece of the sky. But like I said, constellations are different sizes and different shapes. Apparently, like for example, right, with the sizes, the sun passes through Scorpio in 5 days. So where's that 28 days? That doesn't even make sense to, even if you're doing the 13, it still doesn't tally up. Because it's nonsense.
Interchangeable,
you can't have it for 28 days each one. And then Taurus takes up to 38 days. So that's even more.
Exactly, that's what I said at the beginning.
Yeah, so it's like you're highly likely to be a Taurus because there's more days in it.
Yeah.
You know, most people could be a Taurus and they think they're either side of whatever it is.
I mean, most people just want to go, right, so what's the date for a Aquarian, or what's the day for a Virgo or something? Oh yeah, well, the baby's a Virgo then, or whatever, going to be a Virgo, you know. But it isn't working out that way from the research.
So the only way you could really do it is bin astrology, just bin it. Go onto these little, you get these apps, don't you, where you can put them in the sky and it tells you which one is on the day. And if you do that, it will tell you as a fact, whatever you think it is in the zodiac, it's the one before. I'm not sure what we're in now. Where are we? We're going
we're
into
recording
it's
this
March,
on the 1st of April, aren't we?
Actually, so it would have been, because my partner's just had his birthday, isn't he? Which was the 19th, and he was a Pisces.
Right.
So it could be in Aries now.
Oh, I didn't do this. I didn't look at the dates.
It's either Pisces or Aries, but it's not what you think on the zodiac. It would still be Aquarius if it's Pisces now. It's not. So if you use the app, it will tell you what constellation the sun is in now.
Yeah.
Which is not, this doesn't match up with the zodiac. So it's nonsense. I am partly gutted, you know, because I've not followed astrology, but I've seen some sort of thing. Always thought I was the mountain goat. And in Chinese astrology,
sheep stroke goat.
Yeah, which you know me, I love climbing mountains. I love climbing.
And you like wearing bells around your neck.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm the same. Yeah, I'm a goat, a sheep. So what does that mean?
So what are you in our zodiac?
Virgo.
Are you? Do you know your characteristics for a Virgo?
Oh, I'm supposed to be very beautiful and enigmatic
Short.
and short, stumpy. No, yeah, oh, you know what? It's a great lover, apparently. But there's words used like compassionate, likes order, and all this. I can't stand order. It's like watching the film Sleeping with the Enemy. I can't stand it. It freaks me out. As for being a good lover, I don't know. I don't know about that. But compassionate. Name me one star sign that isn't compassionate.
Like, are there any ones that are actually nasty and horrible all the way through? No, they're all good and bad.
There's always good and bad in that. But like, I have read my dad's to my mum, because they're Scorpio Sagittarius, right? I've accidentally, many years ago, read my dad's to my mum. Yeah. Because she used to go to bingo and she wanted to know if she was going to have a win.
Ah, right. Yeah.
Because she used to buy this book. It was like alchemy.
Oh,
book.
Really?
Yeah. And you used to get it every year, and then it would tell you your future and all this.
You don't mean the almanac?
That's it.
Almanac,
I got it wrong.
Yeah.
It was begin with an
I did actually buy a paperback of my birth sign for the year.
Yeah.
I used to get them for each one.
Oh, right. I didn't really look at it. But she just wanted to know when she was going to have a big win at bingo.
Oh.
You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is I've read it to my mum, and my mum took it in and went, oh, right. And then I realised I'd done the wrong one. I never said anything because I didn't want to,
Yeah.
stay. But it seems as if it's something that won't be changed because it doesn't suit what's been brought before everybody.
It's like religion, isn't it? It's never, if you believe that, it's like, you've got to laugh at them, the flat earthers. You can't change their mind.
Yeah.
They just
and they're entitled to their opinion.
Even when the facts are thrown in your face. I know with this astrology, people say, okay, well, I've always been a Capricorn, I'm going to stay a Capricorn, you know, and I shall carry on reading Capricorn. But I've just told you it's bullshit.
Yeah, and I can show you the facts.
Yeah. I don't know if you noticed when I put a post on Facebook and Denise Phillips. Our lovely friend from Birack International. She said, I knew it. I knew I wasn't a Pisces.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
so,
and that's plain enough, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, that it is a very subjective, isn't it? It's very subjective.
And it's funny because when you think about the earth and everything going in motion, and it's quite chaotic. It's not, it
doesn't fit into certain holes.
And the same synchronicity. It's actually not. Apparently, the Earth's got a bulge. It's called a precession. It bulges at the equator. Yeah, and it apparently wobbles like when you spin a spinning top and it does that wobble. But that's because of gravity and the pull from the sun.
I was going to magnetic
and the
stuff
moon.
in it.
Yeah. Which makes it, and apparently the axis rotates on this centre line thing, whatever, every 25,800 years. I'm not sure what that means, but it obviously, that wobble, you know,
changes.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the position of the stars changing or it's us changing position, that it's not static.
Yeah, it's like if it's not broken, you know.
Yeah, don't fix it.
Yeah.
But it has changed me now, because I won't never look at myself as a Capricorn again.
What would you identify as now then?
A bloke with a bow and arrow in it, half horse. That would suit me.
Yeah, but joking aside, it really has. It's flummoxed a lot of people knowing that there's 13.
But this has been known for a long time. It's not that there's 13. There are loads of constellations. It's just that, you know, thousands of years ago, they picked the brightest stars in the sky. And then when you look at the animals, it's supposed to be nothing
bear,
like it. It's just like a pile of stars. They've just named them after.
Looks like somebody's done an Etch-a-Sketch in the sky.
But it's just the brightest stars. And there are millions, loads of other constellations. It's just that those stick out, isn't it? So... apparently so this 13th one, I think it's something to do with the North Star. I'm not sure, I could be wrong, but obviously that is one of the brightest stars in the sky, isn't it?
Northern Star,
But that would throw everything else off again. So you know, have you got any like characteristics of this Ophiuchus?
Because have you got half a day? Well, it said it first and foremost, it's linked to a real person, and the other ones, the other 12 that we know of, aren't. It was apparently in the 27th century BC, Egypt. This 13th
Ophiuchus,
it was between November the 29th and December the 17th.
See, my daughter's birthday is December the 17th.
Yeah.
She's known all her life. She's been known as a Sagittarius, but now this is saying she's an Ophiuchus. But if Ophiuchus doesn't exist, then she's a Scorpio. Because when she was born, see, that still doesn't make sense, because the sun would have been in Scorpio.
But they say that...
Where's Ophiuchus then?
Well, they say that zodiac signs have an opposite, and this one doesn't. It doesn't have an opposite. Like I've said before we recorded it, it lies between, you know, they say Scorpio and Sagittarius. It used to lie between them. And what it represents, isn't it? A man clutching a serpent.
Yes.
And it's a human ego, you know, not a constellation. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It seems if you go into the deeper aspects of life, it relates to medicine, healing, redemption, gifts for healing, like to help others. It's very open to this if you're under this sign, and you can go deeper in, I don't know, empathy or making sure that people are all right. Hang on, doesn't that say that about other star signs?
Yeah.
Right. And yeah, there is a thirst for wisdom apparently, and knowledge, and the lucky number for this sign,
Ophiuchus,
is 12. You're supposed to be passionate, you get things done, but can be a jealous type of person with a bit of a bad temper. Introverted.
No, that's not Charlie.
If a person is under this, you might mistrust people. You get away from them as quick as possible. I wonder if this is resonating to any other person's star sign right now. It says it has its own constellation though. That's weird. I've just said that.
I don't get that.
Yeah, nor me, because it wouldn't have one. No, well, anyway, in modern and old, it doesn't exist, but it is an esoteric. It has an esoteric essence and circles. It doesn't have an element like fire, water, air, or earth, which is weird. And it's been well neglected, as we've already established that. It's all, but it is paired with a major go on, say it. Major arcana tarot card.
Okay.
The world.
Oh.
Ultimate enlightenment.
Yeah.
Ending of a spiritual ending.
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? The European astrology that we've spoken about, and you've said about it, changes every month, misses a few degrees as well. I'm just like backing up what you're saying. And birth charts don't take this sign into consideration.
No.
Right? It is called, in Greek, it's a serpent bearer. Because that's the picture of the man holding the serpent. Some religions don't even recognise this. There's one that just springs to mind, Hinduism doesn't. There is something written a little bit on this. In January of 2011, the Minnesota Planetarium Society did a publication about it, of which I haven't had the opportunity to read that yet. But if anybody wants to look that up about this 13th sign, please go. I could be online. It was done by the Minnesota Planetarium Society in January 2011. So, there's a lot about this 13th sign. It says that it's secretive, humorous, and it's quite infectious. Your creativity goes through the roof, and it's driven to succeed.
That's me.
Yeah, there's a lot of contradictions in this. So, because they hate routine, strive to be good in whatever they do. Is anybody saying, "Oh, that's me, and I'm a Pisces"? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right? But the contradiction is they're excited to change as well. Intuitive, and they follow their hearts. Very charismatic. I would say there's an intellectual wit. There's that. Which is strive to be the best. Highly magnetic. Magnetic, whatever. But that's the same as Pisces. There's some things that are the same as Pisces. But do you want to know the negative?
Yeah.
Okay. Doesn't respect monogamy. Most like half possessive and jealous, but they're jealous, but they hate being monogamous. Judgmental, if you rub them the wrong way, and first impressions last. I do keep continuing saying, does this resonate with you? And you may be Cancer.
Yeah, you can pick off anything, can't you?
And create your own little worlds. It's around water, apparently, although they say there's no elements. Procrastinates, daydream, and again, they have temper tantrums. And keep things that are useful to them only when they get what they want. The natal charts, you know, these natal charts are with your birth charts.
Yeah.
It just hasn't, it's not there.
No.
Nothing's there.
So if, like today, an astrologer did your birth chart and they're supposed to like spot on to, you know, the day you were born, they're looking at their 1,000-odd-year-old charts, you know, and these charts were mapped before telescopes existed. And the only reason we know now where the stars are because of telescopes, like you said, this planetarium have done this thing, you know, because of telescopes. You know, we now know.
Which has given us a helping hand in understanding.
Yeah. So these astrologers, if, you know, you're not saying, you know, I'm not dissing them or anything, but if they're using the old mapping system, it's completely out of date because everything's going to be inaccurate what they said.
How I would say it is pull your thumb out Uranus and have a look
at the stars.
At the stars.
What?
If you're somebody listening to this and you do follow it, our sincere apologies and well done. But please look into it because it's all changed. For me, all these years, I was due to be born on the 4th of September. And I was born a couple of weeks late. So mine screams of just one star sign. You know, there's nothing. But could I have been a Leo?
Well, you could have been, but you wasn't.
Yeah.
You were born, well, you're not what you think you are anyway. So,
Yeah.
you know, when you were born, it's when you came into this physical world.
So whatever
you
day I
were
was
due
due,
or whatever,
yeah.
doesn't matter. You know, you left the heavenly body, came through the womb, through the water, into this physical world on that day.
That particular day.
But I would suggest people looking up scientifically the facts of what constellation the sun was in when you were born.
Well, a bit of homework for someone, yeah.
Yeah.
Have a look. I mean, I know somebody who was born prematurely, and I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
About, like, it's when you came into the world.
Yeah.
Right? But their star sign was, hang on, about a couple in front, you know, there's a couple in front. But they scream, if you go by what you read now, they scream of this other star sign.
One.
Yeah. But there again, like everything I was reading out regarding the 13th,
Yeah.
right? People, is it, can I be like straightforward? For some things, don't you think it's desperation?
What to know?
Know that when you look at those star sign write-ups that are so general, you are going to have a good day or good fortune is coming your way, when, like, you know, 50 million people have just read that.
Yeah. And it's a very short paragraph. It just, nah.
Okay, I'm gonna do yeah, whatever your star sign, right? Today you've had a brilliant day because you've just listened to us on our podcast. We wish you joy and hope, which you will always have along the way.
Don't matter who you are.
Don't matter
when
who
you were
are.
born.
No.
I mean, when you go back to, we'll go back to Mesopotamia, yeah, in the 3rd millennium BC. The things that we know today, you know, or like with religion, if they saw a UFO, they would say it's angels, you know.
Yeah.
Or like one of our own craft, even not a space alien, but a special, you know, secret.
About people in the early 19th century looking at the people trying to get a plane off the ground. This is the devil's work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't still think that, do you?
No.
Because you know now, it's like the unknown, isn't it, to them?
Yeah. The Wright brothers, we know what they were doing.
Yeah. And there were philosophers, like Greek philosophers, that mapped out the stars, but they're doing it through their eyes, you know, what they see, and guessing.
And you know what? Nobody's saying they were wrong, because that's what they had. That's what they were limited to.
Well, yeah.
Well, nobody knew they were limited to that until life moved on.
Yeah.
But they dealt with the cards that they were
They never knew.
dealt.
They thought that we were static.
Yeah.
And they were going
Nobody's
around
having
us.
a go at that. We didn't know. But now we do. I think things are moving at such a fast pace. This hasn't moved at a fast pace.
This is still going from the ancient Greeks. Which is about time it got updated, don't you think?
Of course, yeah.
If you're going to believe in it, at least go with the truth, the facts.
Yeah, I'm not saying astrology's wrong.
I don't like changing stuff. I think the original of whatever, you know, like with tarot, you know, I go back to the very originals of where it originated from and the original symbolism of it, because that was the original. Although now we're actually we've made our own decks, haven't we?
Yeah.
And it is, I call it spiritual. It's an energy thing of what you see in the cards, when really they're just a tool of you, aren't they? That it's still you doing a reading.
Yeah, but you've we've put our own concept to it, but kept to the original process, the heart of what they're
like
about.
The major arcana, you know, the cards tell a story from birth, you know, going through life, death and rebirth, as do the other cards.
The image might have changed. The image might be more modern. There might be you know, things that, you know, oh, I never thought that related to that.
But the sun card is what it is, you know.
Yeah. And why can't anybody if you don't already know about astrology and horoscopes and people's when they're born, just take it on board. If you don't know, go and have a look.
There's a lot of things, you know, like Mars is associated with Aries. Mars obviously was like to do with the god of war, isn't it? And the planet Mars, obviously, that we always see as a red planet. But like, you know, we see Earth exactly, we see Earth in space as a blue planet. It's the atmosphere. When you come down to Earth, it's green and whatever in it. Mars isn't red. The surface of Mars we know because we've had, you know, cameras take pictures on the surface.
It's an eye opener.
It's just dirt coloured.
Yeah. It's what we've been. Do you know what? Some things I think are done to be more palatable for the masses. Yeah, I'm not sitting here in judgment over, like, you know, horoscopes being written, but I am over the ones that are so blatantly meant for, you know, 3 million people in Pakistan, and
someone's in a war zone, you know, and they pick up a London newspaper with, "Oh, you're going to have a great day today." No,
I feel like that, you know, we are making light, but what we're trying to do is just say this is not a general thing, is it? It's not like you might think you're one sign and find out you're something else. That is going to be your discovery, actually.
Yeah, it's like saying, you know, religion doesn't exist to someone who's highly religious. I don't think people will adopt the change.
Yeah, I think that's on a tangent, because I would say I believe in this, you believe in that, she believes in this, he believes in that, but who's saying it's wrong and it doesn't? If it exists in your heart, then it does exist.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's a bit deep, isn't it? But you know what I mean? If it does exist for you, but sometimes it's just good to say to people, okay, there's these 12 star signs, but really there's 13. Really, they've been made up.
And really, they're not every 28 days or whatever it is.
If you only take away the fact that there's a possibility you may be another star sign from this podcast, then our job is done. It is really, isn't it?
I mean, look, the sun passes through Scorpio in 5 days. That's just 5 days, which means most Scorpios, apart from them odd 5 days, wherever it is in what you think is Scorpio, you're not a Scorpio.
Yeah. Is it going to change your life knowing that? Don't think so.
No.
But it's knowledge.
Knowledge is power.
Yeah, power for to do with it what you will.
And we'll all be going round and round on this little spinning top, going about our daily lives.
Then going somewhere else and coming back maybe one day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed our podcast here today on the 13, sort of to know, giving you
12.4.
information. 12.4. Yeah, horoscopes. I'm desperate to find out if anybody can give us some feedback and see what they found out and what they thought they were. But you know, there's a lot of people who go, do you know what? I'm nothing like, let's say I'm a Virgo. Yeah. I'm nothing like a Virgo. Oh, go and check it out. Right, this has been a production by the dogs on the land here in Northern Cyprus. Thank you for doing the recording, Niska. And we'll see you next time on A Cosmic Conversation. So it's goodbye from me, Marie.
And it's goodbye from me, Tina.
See you next time, guys. Bye.